Hello and welcome back to another devlog on the things I've been working on. In the case of this video, it's what I've been up to for the last 6 months. Unfortunately, I ran into some health problems. The combination of constantly moving around for retail work and my psoriatic arthritis really did a number on my hip. When I did have a day off, most of it was spent being in bed resting, so I decided to drop my manager position in exchange for just being a regular part-time employee. At first I was told I'd get a pay cut, but current events with the labor shortage actually got me a raise. I don't know if I should be annoyed because I should have gotten that sooner, or relieved because I got it while having even less responsibilities. It's whatever, I don't really want to think about it too much. Anyways, there was a second health problem. Randomly one night when I was flossing, part of my tooth fell out. One out-of-network dentist appointment later, I needed to get a root canal, and the closest one with my insurance was in another state. Fantastic. And after all that, I had to do even more dental work since the first dentist failed to notice anything else, even though he used up my insurance-paid x-rays for the year. Yeah. Fortunately, after 3 or so months, it's becoming more manageable. At least for a little while, I got to rest up while I burned through the rest of my sick time and vacation time. I started back up my work on the stock instrument project. I'm stressed out of my mind right now, but at least working on the brass instrument section, it lets me zone out a bit and rest my hip up. While my off time was winding down, I realized I'm about to be stuck because early next year there's going to be a new bill taking a cut from my paychecks, and I'm barely getting by as is. Factoring in my growing hip problem caused by my job, with my psoriatic arthritis responding to my stress levels, it doesn't look good. So I'm just going to quit in August because I decided that I'm going back to school. Compared to drowning in bills in the present, drowning in student loans in the future sounds much nicer. In all seriousness, that 4-year gap until payments are due will give me the time I need to actually build something that'll generate income. At least I hope so. And plus, I think getting a formal education on math and programming theory, that'll surely come in handy in the future. There is one tiny problem with that plan though. Most of my credits didn't transfer, so I classified as a freshman again. I'll have to start with the beginning programming classes, which I kind of figured would have to happen anyways. But even worse, my maximum amount I can take out on loans is less than if I was a sophomore, junior, or senior. After running the math, in late October, early November, I'll be back into having money issues. I thought about my options, and unfortunately, I chose to risk worsening my health and take up 2 other jobs to push my bad finances back a little bit. Then once school hits, I'll quit 2 of the jobs and keep one. And I know some other small ways to make money too. So now that my life has a different approach, I've got my projects to figure out. Right now, this is footage from Alex working on the character for Picky Plant. And unfortunately, Picky Plant is not going to be focused on for a while. The instrument project has a relatively quick turnaround time with small passive income, and that small passive income is good enough for me to bet on. If I have enough assets online getting a sale, then I might be able to match a part-time job's wage. For now, most of my free time outside of school is going to be spent working on instruments, and a little bit of devlog time as well. Picky Plant will just have to wait a little longer. that does open up a new option that I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about moving away from Unity since its development feels like it's at a standstill. It's a shame since that's where I feel like I've grown up with game development since Unity 5's release, when they made it available for the public to use for free. I've invested a whole lot of time there, but I'm thinking of transitioning to Unreal, since my instruments are heading there anyways, and a while back I helped a friend with her Unreal thesis project, and I mostly liked it. Blueprints, I'm still a little iffy on them. For smaller functions, they're great, but I think I'd prefer regular coding for the larger systems. So I'll have to learn C++, which I might have to learn anyway for school, along with a slew of other languages. It's gonna be a fun time. Speaking of other languages, one of them is from my first wave of classes, and it's Python. So I might dabble in some short projects with that. Blender, Unity, Unreal, and Substance Painter have a degree of Python support, so it might be worth trying to automate and retool parts of my workflow. A faster workflow would free up more time, which equals more instruments, which potentially equals more income, which equals a sooner time for Picky Plant to become a feasible project again. And on the devlog side of things, I can branch out a bit and finish up some old half-finished projects. Once school hits and I'm out of all my jobs, I'm planning to have some recovery time, and later on to make a good impression with my professors. And I guess for me to do that, the best way is just to make a ton of stuff to show off. It's gonna be nice having all my plans aligned to the same goal for once. So until the return, well, I guess the second or third return of Picky Plant, I hope you enjoy the variety of stuff I'm working on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.